Divesting gone completely wrong. The true story of Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian.
Tennis star Serena Williams took to her Facebook account on Wednesday to tell fans how she recovered her phone from an alleged thief at a San Francisco restaurant the night before. "The craziest thing happened to me," she wrote, saying a man grabbed her phone off the chair next to her and left the restaurant. "I jumped up, weaved my way in and out of the cozy restaurant, and chased him down," she said. Surveillance footage shows the 34-year-old tennis pro leaving the restaurant and confronting the man on the sidewalk. Williams said she asked the man in the most menacing yet calm, no-nonsense voice she could muster if he had accidentally taken the wrong phone. He said he had, before giving it back.
How did Serena and Alexis meet? The true story about his ex is that he started dating Serena before he broke up with her. That cute Paris story was when she, current girlfriend, was moved into his place, the middle of graduating and being diagnosed with cancer. He is a dog. He saw it come up and took it because he was with his ex for 5 years, and clearly they were very much together. Also, she was just with him a week before traveling to his beloved Armenia, which notice how little he talks about that and has even learned the language or taken his child there. He's actually fluent in German because his mom was, but again doesn't teach the child, but instead lets Serena teach her French, which is the native tongue of her ex-boyfriend. This man is craven and only cares about using people to come up. He has no discernible skills other than fleecing folks. It's all out there in the open if you look. Too few scrutinize this man for his bad business because he is nice. Let's break this down. In April 2015, they were still very much a happy couple. Here's her birthday post. Here's his. The only one acknowledging her or his past. Besides this, he scrubbed his Instagram clean. Sometime in May, Serena readies to move to LA and actually moves in. The timeline is tighter and overlapping than he would have people believe. In June, she is still in LA. I think this is her last day in LA or with him. This culminating with her trip back to New York by car. I guess that was some sort of therapy. Now to Serena and Alexis and the dubious meetup. Was it chance, fate, or planned? Now he chose to sit next to her, and by the next day he's at her game? Already in May, he's claiming to be a tennis fan, but Serena? Why is he distracting her by spending 6 hours roaming the streets of Paris? Now on to Reddit, which gives greater insight to the character at hand. I'm going down the Reddit rabbit hole, and it's messy. The site was and is a haven for white supremacists and incels. But the team that ran it are even messier. Alexis' business partner committed suicide around 2007 or so. Both him and Alexis are strong advocates for freedom of speech, which is another way of saying child P0RN is okay. The site Reddit has notorious issues with CP, issues going as far as r/jailbait, which wasn't taken down until Anderson Cooper kept calling them out, Reddit hiring the child abuse enabler, Amy Knight. Allegedly, some of their top mods, such as mod by the name of you/Barnfin, is said to have CP that she, trans woman, uses to submit on subs she doesn't like. Subs like r/actual lesbians, r/LGBT, r/lesbian gamers all have been called out for advocating CP either on Reddit itself or on their Discord servers. These subs have large numbers of trans women. When sh*T hits the fan and Serena is affected by this bad press, it'll get messy. A woman is suing Reddit because of revenge P0RN she requested numerous times to be pulled, but the administration refused. The administration are also really close friends with many of the alleged CP mods. Why would Serena marry a man who advocated for CP and/or allows it on his platform is beyond me. Now, if anything, judge a person by his friends. A lot of problematic subreddits thrived unchecked until Reddit was called out. Specifically the r/Donald. Only when BLM took flight and with Alexis married to Serena did they critically become aware of these issues. Suddenly, Alexis quit the board and Steve implemented moderation policies. Why was this unchecked for so long? Maybe it made good business sense.
Peddling child pornography. Because if there's a stream for jailbait or whatever, which is young girls, not naked, but whatever, it's supposedly underage. I mean, what do you have to say to people, to Anderson Cooper?
I wish I'd been invited, Anderson. Just to stare into those blue eyes would have been lovely. So here's the thing. Reddit does not actually host any of this content. All Reddit is a repository of links submitted by users that go to other sites on the internet. Now, I could make the exact same indictment of Twitter. There are Twitter accounts right now that are just links to the same garbage and the same nonsense and all kinds of vitriol and all kinds of things on the internet that exist because they are a part of human nature, unfortunately. And
we got congressmen doing them. I mean, we got upstanding citizens of society doing these things.
And unfortunately, there is no, just like Twitter can't police this stuff, there's no mechanism to really, we obviously uphold the law, as long as what's going on is legal, there is nothing we can do to effectively police it because these things will always continue to exist on the internet because they'll always continue to exist in humanity. And what would be a more interesting discussion, what would have been a so much more useful use of that minute and a half or 2 minutes would have been to tell parents, all the mothers and fathers out there, that your kids need to know that anytime they take an image and put it in a digital format, whether it is an email to one person, whether it's in a tweet, whether it's on Facebook, whether it is an MMS, they should assume that it is now public content. They should assume it is everywhere. And that's the warning that parents need to be giving to their kids. And that's the useful thing I think CNN could have reported on instead.
Twice Alexis has shared racist anti-black propaganda. One calling on a tweeter out for comparing him lifting Serena to a naked black woman being lifted Klansmen, and all he said was he needed a history lesson in Armenia genocide, background on that he only went to Armenia because of a girlfriend signed him up through Kiva, his dad nor him speak the language, he's actually fluent in German. The second time was during the he only learned to use a washcloth recently from Serena's tweet. He got his feelings hurt, then shared a photo of an old illustration of a white child washing away black-colored skin. People rightfully called him out and asked WTF did he share that for? He's often weird. He has broken her down and appealed to all her worst vices, which is why she carved up her face. He probably was supportive of it, instead of just telling her she is beautiful the way she is. I truly believe deep down he would have been happy and fine if she died in childbirth. Watch how he talks about it. Very little emotion. Alexis Ohanian is reflecting on the moment he almost lost his wife, Serena Williams, and their daughter. The Reddit co-founders shared a photo from Williams' Vogue photo shoot on Instagram Thursday with their 4-month-old daughter Alexis Olympia, and began his caption with a sweet note, writing, "This one is going on the desk at work." Ohanian, 34, continued, "I can't imagine life without these two," referring to Vogue's February cover story in which Williams, 36, described her difficult experience giving birth to her first child and the subsequent major health complications which followed. Ohanian continued, "This ordeal, as well as the weeks and months after, has made me an even bigger advocate for paid parental leave, not just for my employees, men and women alike, but for all. We're blessed in a lot of ways, and I couldn't imagine a new parent going through all of that without all the support, financial security, and flexibility we had." So Alexis cared about paid family leave while Serena was close to dying? Race what Serena stated, Williams revealed to Vogue that her plummeting heart rate reached dangerously low levels during contractions, leading to an emergency cesarean section. Though the surgery went well, what followed was a 6-day battle with a pulmonary embolism that led to multiple surgeries and a handful of additional medical troubles for Williams. That was an amazing feeling. Williams recalled of having a crying newborn fall silent when laid on her mother's chest seconds after birth. And then everything went bad. Symptoms of Williams' problems began the day after her daughter's birth, as Williams experienced sudden shortness of breath while recovering in the hospital. Having had blood clots in the past, and because she wasn't taking blood thinners due to her C-section, she knew that the breathing problems she was experiencing were due to another pulmonary embolism and immediately told the nearest nurse, between gasps for breath, that she needed a CT scan with contrast and 4-heparin. The nurse, however, thought Williams was just feeling confused from her pain medication. Instead, doctors performed an ultrasound of her legs, which ultimately revealed nothing. I was like, a Doppler? I told you, I need a CT scan and a heparin drip, Williams remembers. When they finally listened, the CT turned up several small blood clots, which had settled into her lungs. I was like, listen to Dr. Williams, she jokes as she was put on the blood thinner drip. So the nurse was being racist while Alexis was thinking about paid family leave. What has Serena done to her looks? I call this the Michael Jackson effect. You start hanging around too many toxic Caucasians that you end nipping and tucking and trying to fit into their beauty standards. But hey, she started dating that man and hanging around Kim K. It is no surprise. Before. After. Serena ruined her looks because she wanted to look more like her white husband and mixed child. Serena Williams is not happy with that white man. She misses Drake and getting piped down by Black Pipe. This is why she continues checking on Drake.